You know it, man. Come on, you know it. You know it. Join the conversation. KTNG 860am.org. And you can do that on our website. You can do that on our Facebook. You can also do that on our general email. The politics themselves open. Did you realize that? Less safe, but name one black student that's ever went to a school with an AR-15 or a .22 caliber. This is total discrimination. Others say the administration is using the shooting as... Says Brenda Shum, director of the Educational Opportunities Project at the Clear. I think it's clear their intent is to pull the guidance. Yes. Even when there are learning difficulties going on. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Some kids, some black kids who are smart and bright and everything want to sit in the front of the class, automatically get sent to the back, right? Just like we ride the back of the bus. Because it's convenient and it makes us say, you know, feed the gators. Feed the gators, nigga children. All right? The guidance issued by the Obama administration reminds schools that receive federal funds of their legal obligations to administer students' discipline without discriminating on the basis of color, race, or national origin. While it maps out the best practices, including using suspension as a discipline of last resort, the recommendations aren't mandatory. The guidance, however, does detail the department's process for investigating claims of discrimination. Shum and others say the school discipline guidance is likely to be the latest category of your identity. We see the guidance and effort of Title VI as an outgrowth of the Brown versus Board of Education decision that inextricably linked to that legacy. Brown might be due to variables other than implicit bias. Variables that can't easily or necessarily be captured, including neighborhood and family structure. Oh, was I 2 out of 3 right? I'm just reading this right off the page. I'm just now reading this, okay? Nicole Landers, who co-founded the Parent-to-Parent Network, says, I think that claiming implicit is a weak excuse for actually paying attention to what's really going on with these students. But it's in the report that GAO said that it talked to 5 school districts about challenges that schools face in addressing student conduct, given the complex issues that influence student behavior, including poverty, mental health issues, and family dysfunction. Wow, I'm now just getting to this. Okay, all right. That's in consideration of the report itself. I mean, the report says officials at the school in Texas reported attendance issues with students who are homeless or in foster care because they lack transportation and clothing. Instead of addressing these other issues, Landers and Eden argued that guidance has scared school officials away from disciplining and reporting bad behavior. Okay, so truancy is an issue. Look at what these kids are going through, and then you ask yourself, how is truancy getting this bad? Okay, what, you're gonna ship every last one of these to a California Youth Authority, and then from there they go to prison to keep the prison industrial complex to keep going? A non-recession proof entity that exists in this great America? Heaven forbid, how outlandish. We would never do that now, would we? In the New York Post opted in January, Eden said that the threatening guidance tells schools, even if your rules are fair and administered equally, we may excuse you of unlawful discrimination if some groups get punished more than others. School leaders got the memo. Don't punish kids, especially minority kids, because if you do, you may face a never-ending civil rights investigation and the threat of losing federal funding. So what? Let me guess, black kids are about to go to school and whatnot. What's your name? What's your name? The tub, being boiled alive. AASA, the School Superintendents Association, said the fight over the guidance has gotten out of hand. Why? Well, the argument is that it has a catalyzing effect on signaling to school districts that they have to take school discipline more seriously or change their policies. I think it's overblown, as the statement that it's making schools unsafe, says Sasha Pudelski, the group's advocacy director. Now, AASA said preliminary data from a survey of 850 school leaders in 47 states it conducted over the past 2 weeks showed that 16% of the schools have changed their disciplinary policies as a result of guidance. And of that, Podolsky said small percentages have seen positive and negative effects. It's why AASA is not taking a position one way or the other on whether the guidance should be kept. This is not a regulation, this is guidance. So it's unbelievable to me that so much to have a common enemy. John Gold wrote a book called Redneck Bible, and in it he had passions and said that if people put the word down, there are racial differences. They could leap through serious boundaries. In common with what the government does. I think the government works for the people. They do. I mean, they seriously do. Really. How about this then? Police commission clears LAPD officers who fatally shot a man who had a toy gun. Nice. All right? Nice. 10 months after a man who had a toy gun was shot by Los Angeles police, then run over by an uncontrolled patrol car, police commissioners determined Tuesday that the officers were justified in using deadly force. 5-0 decision was met with anger and tears from Eric Rivera's relatives and local activists who rallied in his name. Rivera's mother began crying. His father sat in silence in the middle of the meeting. Charlie Beck said that in the days of the shooting, the officers thought Rivera was holding a real gun when he turned around toward them. The officers bailed the wounds to the head, chest, and legs. One of the officers was taken to the hospital for an arm injury, probably a scratch. Have challenged the LAPD to review. Okay, name one again and again. Where are our civil rights? What about those wars? Okay, those are the wars of nonviolence. This nonviolent war has been going on for the last 40 years, and so far the only difference that's made so far is civil rights. And now we got Republicans trying to chip at that damn thing left and right to make sure that our social rights as civilians are infringed upon for what? Discipline in the school? To keep schools safe from shooters? Name a black shooter. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Name a black shooter. Now there are some kids that basically were in foster care and they got Latino names, and they had their Latino names covered up by by white people names. But it's rare. That's a rarity. It's a rarity. Now black and brown people basically we go shoot it out in the street. We got more sense than sit up and shoot up a damn school. We got a little bit more sense than that. But to imply that black people are responsible for school shootings, I mean, that's just the most asinine assumption. When you know damn well these are crazy little ass white boys from 11 years old to 17 getting guns and shooting up elementary schools, high schools, retail establishments, wherever they can get a rise out of it. All right? Wherever they can get a rise out of it. And you mean to tell me this is the most racist thing I ever seen the government ever do? Okay, sit up and try and take over your child's behavior patterns. If the government gets in your child's mind or in the brain and begins that brainwash assimilation process, what kind of child are you going to have? All right, somebody that's better than you, something that may not be coherent to its culture, something that's basically been has been administered cultural blindness. The complete dissolving of one's cultural status is an improvement on the overall social fabric of blindness, especially disposable blindness. I don't know if you may concur with me on this or anything of that nature, but I just need to know how many black kids from the ages 11 to 17 have ever shot up a damn school. And when you find those instances, then maybe the guidance thing maybe have to be rolled back, or they, in many cases, have to, maybe revamp it. It's a possibility, people. It is a possibility they may have to revamp that whole thing. And if they do, what kind of policies are we going to have? Raymond Ramos, good morning. Not working as well as it should be, but we're gonna try and get it back here on Facebook right now. Everybody, oh hell yeah, there we go. There you go. There you go. There you go. There. Okay, so let's see. KTNG does a lot for the community. We're trying to keep KTNG morning show. Let's see it for the banana on the bottom. All right. Okay. Up to certain level that is what's left of humanity. Maybe. Good morning, Gabe Rosales. Good morning, Flo. Good morning. Oh, well, you were there for a second. I guess you had to go do something. You had to come back to the house eventually. And let's see. Good morning to John. All 496 guys who listen intermittently. We are basically through 13 to 15 different distribution points, so we cover the. We would like to see a lot of those people turn into donors, subscribers, do what we do here. Okay, so good morning, Sean Negro. Good morning, Mark Reyes. Also, Chuck Daggers out there in England. Carpet Face, Jamie Manton. Good morning. I know you are there, my brother. I know you are there. Streaming problems of whatever they're doing. I have no idea. Anyway, we got $35. $35, and we need 1,000 people. Reach into your pocket, support what we do. Community journalism is not extinct. The only thing that's extinct is people's imagination, people's premise for living in the communities they do. Right now, I'm working through an app called The Neighborhood, and so forth, right? Over 3,000 people.
Brad Sherman formally introduced an article of impeachment against President Trump on Wednesday that accuses the president
of it helps with promoting the brand, getting people within the neighborhood to know that we do exist.
Sherman argues that Trump's
so when I do get everything up and everybody's seen the shows, everybody's like, commented here, everybody's like, listen to the station on their desktop, on their mobile, fine. They now know where this is going to spread. And once I spread this bad boy out, it's going to be huge. Huge. Kind of like, Bertha Butt Huge. Bertha Butt Boogie. I'm going to get that song, put it on later on. All right. So we're moving on into the 8 o'clock hour here at Mountain Standard Time. And as you know, we have our weather report. Right now, today, it is a little sunny today. A little sunny, a little bit of the windy side, a little bit, and so forth. I know DJ Sucker Punch is in the house. He's saying to everybody, please save your nuts, because Cheeseburger's not out of the house yet. Oh, the special house. Wow, the special house.
Director in May amounts to obstruction.
Amazing in its efforts of saying that yes, we have an idiot president. I don't even consider him a president. That man is worse than any other black person I've seen in the ghetto. That's straight up conniving and hustling. And ain't got nothing better else to do than cause all kinds of rift and make a mess and don't clean up behind your ass.
Rep. Al Green, who previously
nasty trifling ass
on the House floor.
Messy, straight messy. I'm glad my sister told me, keep it tight. I'm serious, man. Serious. Anyway, this is the KTNG Morning Show. I'm your host, the Grits Man. We were rolling into hour number 2 here. And this is a very good day. We have new music coming from Florida. Okay, 95 Boy, whatever. The good thing and so forth. Gunshine State. Gunshine State. I guess that's what they call, that's what they call, Florida. My goodness. Yes, and also coming up noontime here, Mountain Standard Time, and as well as on midnight, the Funky Booty. Now, this is a supplication, no, this is a supplement to the Man Who Remembers show. Okay? Now, I take pride in putting up, like, some of his past shows and everything because they were rocking, they were shocking, they were funky. And all right, now, onward to this point of discussion, which is kind of like a controversial, explanation that has only befell this country only once before. No, twice. Actually, no, 1.5 times. Put it that way, 1.5 times.
NASA is making history. They will send their InSight spacecraft up to Mars for the first time.
But you know how sticky, you know how difficult it is to pull a fly off of like those fly strips that hang from the ceiling? You know how difficult it is to pull a fly with a pair of chopsticks off of there? I'm sorry.
Place on the West Coast.
Rich old white men entrenched themselves into the White House. They are very rooted in.
Moments on May 5th. For Informed News, I'm Amanda Putman.
So that's what impeachment is. Impeachment, people, is your eviction notice. And it also gives you a scarlet letter. And it also lets the American public know that you were a bag of shit. Okay? Now, and this is coming from somebody who claims that there are shithole countries that he doesn't like. He spends more time trying to go to countries that have resources that can be exploited. Go South America, change your currency to Bitcoin quickly before we got really good relations here, and they don't ask me for my tax returns because I have small hands. All right, anyway, let's look into this impeachment thing here and systemic problem. And what's being done, and let's look at the articles themselves and what happens after. Okay,
Singer Gwen Stefani is taking up President's 27th.
Who, what, where, why, how, when, and why. Okay, journalism 101, people. There it is. Okay, so let's see. The beforehand. I'm a voter. Let's get off. Okay, only 72, and that's because these guys were like 60 and over. Jackass, your cheeseburger will of the cause of law and justice and trial and removal from office. The article of impeachment states Sherman's article is unlikely to succeed in the GOP control. By all means, that is the biggest lie that you can probably sell to people altogether. All right. More than half of America don't like this jackass. Sherman so far is only one supporter to this article of impeachment, and that's Al Green, Democrat of Texas, who previously called House reacted with caution to Sherman's move. Most fell back on the argument that Congress Russia's meddling in last year's presidential election and possible links between Cheeseburger's team and Moscow. Come on. The only reason why they won't impeach him is because they know that Mike Pence can't do you that ignorant to allow this much arrogance to defame your status as a human being of color. the Koch brothers' history that their great-grandfather had a lot of collusion going on when he had oil happen. Really. Recent real day. Introduction of the article of impeachment comes a day after, Don Jr. released a chain of emails showing his effort to meet with a Russian lawyer claiming to have manufactured there because they have ghost sites that have ghosts. So, looks kind of interesting between Russian. Oh man, hold up. This is my boy here, right here, Gunshine State. All right, I'm gonna play it again later though. It's kind of interesting though. I find a lot of music interesting, but I also use it as more to you. Quite obvious that there the original text of the Constitution some 230 years ago to empower Congress to act in case of a rube. All right, it's not crystal clear which idiot might be, but the president's latest outrageous actions reported the very definition of quote-unquote high crimes and misdemeanors. With this latest act, the time has come to commence the slow, deliberate process of demonstrating that Cheeseburger needs to be removed from office so he can harm the nation no more. We would love that. I mean, to run over there and shoot the guy right between his eyes and say, problem solved. Andrew Johnson, Richard Nixon, and Bill Clinton impeachment bills use common language to put this up. How would that look like? Well, let me give you an example here. While President of the United States, Cheeseburger, in violation of his constitutional oath, faithfully to execute the violation of his constitutional duty to take care that the laws be faithfully executed, has engaged in conduct that resulted in misuse and abuse of his high office. Yes, he can fire Mueller. Limited to the following articles. Okay, now these articles you can find payments. Okay, he's already doing it, should be doing it, and the whole White House has been doing it forever and ever and ever for these businesses. So the fundamental conflict of interest remains. Article 2, violation of his constitutional oath and faith regarding U.S. interests and pursuing the interests of a hostile transition when the president chosen National Security Advisor Michael Flynn ways that benefit Russia, including dangerous diplomacy that has reportedly frayed relationships with our allies and allegedly put allied intelligence and assets at risk. By offering classified information to Russians, it was risk the intelligence assets of the Middle Eastern ally that already warned American officials. In risking that relationship, Cheeseburger has opened up the possibility for that information stream for combating terrorism and potentially put American lives at risk from a loss of intelligence that could inform officials about our own terrorists here. We teach other terrorists how to hate. I think that should stick very well. Article 3, impairment and obstruction. The Cold War was over. No. The Cold War stopped in like 1984. Now, the Cheeseburger administration is like Yates from a prepared or selective leaking of classified information to House Intelligence Chairman Devin Nunes, compromising Nunes so badly that he had to rescue himself from the matter. Now you wonder why Jeff Sessions' head is on the platter. Article 4, undermining the American judicial system due to felonious intimidation of potential witnesses. In his desire to continue Comey's public humiliation and ensure Comey remains silent about Cheeseburger's possible sins, the president threatened Comey on Twitter, treating witnesses and litigation adversaries that stretches back. As such, they constitute further grounds for impeachment of campaign. Cheeseburger publicly attacked federal district judge Gonzalo Carrillo over his travel bans. At one point, he described a member of the bench as a quote-unquote deep state of military and intelligence officials that had believed to be obstructing his agenda. What agenda? Fund the military and cut and give the Medicare money to the military? I think that's pretty much an obstruction of public justice right then and there itself. Grounds for impeachment, I say. Grounds for impeachment. But he has carried that disdain into his presidency and attacked the deep state military, and of course, needless to say, the ethos. He's demeaned the military and his political ethos through the use of military for an audiences as public spectacle. First to sign his immigration order in the Pentagon Hall of Heroes, and then to deliver rambling speeches at military and intelligence headquarters suggesting that pro-cheeseburger elements in the agencies were grateful cheeseburger had taken power. But it has corrupted him because absolute power corrupts absolutely, and this man is beyond corruption, okay, with his drink in his hand. All right, think about it, people. Not only that, but there are elements that also continue to wage he's also continued to wage political war against his intelligent community, to undermine his constitutional office as president and commander-in-chief. Should make clear of their intentions to House of Representatives this November, which is starting to look like a tsunami. This process should be used as full, fair, and transparent as the Constitution requires. Anything less would demean and harm the country even more. Our cost, so they don't have print subscribers to keep them afloat. So at the halfway point, and we got Tupac on a Wu-Tang track. Ooh, that's right, Tupac on a and for the life of it, people, we have the opportunity than, say, Pacifica Radio. It'll be more exclusive to trade. People learning an apprenticeship. People who spring. So guess what? I guess I'm going to be the first one to do it. And when telemarketers are calling their supporters, these guys make $20,000 a damn day. $20,000 a damn day. Because they're going through a telemarketer and waterbed care. Check it out. That's really a speaker for Slate. Sanctuary. Oh, did you need a joke or two to get through the damn days? Because somebody at the water cooler is going to sit there and apprenticeship training manual here that is used as a thesis in a syllabus. Lazy tongue. You hear me? You hear me? You hear me? Okay, get the water out of your bottom lip and then talk to me, please. After having a mouthful of oatmeal. Right, okay, that's how you speak to people. Not this button faster. Okay? This independent commission of like looking in, I swear to God. Oh, that's right. Your boy doesn't believe it. Somebody in the news media, in the big news media, I want you guys to ask is that the House were to impeach and the Senate were to fix the decision on how to ruin the lives of Americans. I mean, come on. When you have the government shut down twice on you, all right, on your watch, and you're talking about you're going to do this, that, and everything else and whatnot, you blow it out of your ass. You're blowing it out of your ass, and your ass is sitting on your shoulders and it's covered with cheese. Cheeseburger. Damn, people. But yet we all want to be Americans under this tyrant. No, we're not Americans under this tyrant. We are all disposable product. Okay? That's what we are. We have become product. A product that gives means to the consumer. And the main consumer of this product is our government. Our government basically will make you be so disposable that it allows racism to exist. Again, let me go back to this. Ageism is a premise for when they have used you up. A couple of times, some of the kernels will fall off. If you use a hammer, the ones that got the red and the black and the polka dot and the red and yellow polka dot, that cornholing. Okay? The Senate of Rome. Caligula, people. You got Caligula sitting in there and he's basically fist fucking everybody. What are you going to do? Sit there and let it happen and let it keep happening. Until there comes a point where the people are tired. And as John Gold said in the Redneck Bible, all we have to do is put away our sensibilities, put away our sensitivities and sensibilities about race, and look at it from an economic standpoint. There are far more poor people in this country than there are rich and wealthy. And we will roll on you. We may not have the best of means of doing anything, but we will roll on you. And we have numbers. We have massive numbers. We have angered numbers. We have the numbers that could change the entire surface of the Constitution and this nation. Right now in North Dakota and South Dakota, that pipeline busted, didn't it? So all the work and all the protests that went out there and so forth was basically belayed because of corporate interest. Now that the damn thing is leaking oil into the water, into sacred grounds, what does that tell you? It tells you that no matter how, and even if it was cold, see, it was cold out there. That's the first thing. And brothers don't do too well in cold. I don't care if we're half Indian or not. We don't do too good in cold, regardless. We got to do, people. Here's what we got to do. And I'm only suggesting this because in many cases, a lot of you are not even going to follow up. I already got 3 letters out. What's your excuse? You waiting for somebody else to do it? Well, I am doing it because I believe in the democratic process of equality and justice. Okay? I believe in the universal right of humanity. And I also believe above everything in Jah, Rastafari. So let me ask you this. Some of you dread, some of you Rasta, some of you real, some of you imposter? Or you just doing it just for the aesthetic? Like Cheeseburger is doing. This man has backed himself into a corner. He is flapping his wings hard as he possibly fly up out of it. But he's doing but his wings are halfway clipped. He's slowly crawling out of it. Okay? He's slowly crawling out of it. Okay? For real. And if that becomes an issue and so forth, then guess what? Guess what? It's going to go down in history. Be scared because that's America right then and there. They're using fear to control you. Fear is a great motivator, especially when it comes to self-preservation. But when it comes to just using fear to get respect, sorry, I don't do bully shit. As a matter of fact, most bullies can catch a bad one on this end. All right? That's right. I do have a plastic gun for plastic ass knuckleheads. All right? Yes, cursory to my language, people. Yes, I do say a lot of bad words. But I say them colorfully because the contents of everything that I'm saying has already been written. I'm just adding my own spice to it. That's called satire. Sarcastic satire. Now, as we keep going through, like the, oh, hell yeah, hold up. Hang on, people. Hang on. I got to do this real quick because I'm not about to get up off the damn mic. All right? Not yet. Oh, those 2 dogs are biting a ball and they're playing together. Well, that's cool. I like seeing stuff like that. Nature shows us care. It is man's because it is the thing to do. Process. You have to. You just can't get mad and go vote and say my vote didn't count. No, your vote does count. Communities of color mount up together. Get together, either by the internet or some kind of way. Collaborate. Discuss major things that can be changed in this country. Follow up on the impeachment. Write to your congressmen. Write to your senators. Constantly, every single day until impeachment becomes something that they cannot avoid. You know, there's somebody that reads their mail. There's somebody that actually gets their letters. There's somebody there who has to tell those senators, those by proxy carpetbaggers, those Confederate lackeys, okay, an inkling of how institutionalized this cracker ass system is toward people of color. If you don't see it in the news all day, every day, then what are you watching? You're watching a movie where Whitey saves the day all the damn time? Where the black and the brown people don't make it to the end of the film credits? How does Hollywood decide how we're supposed to think? Okay? When does that elitism stop? People like you and me get together and say enough is enough. You want to take on the power structure, take care of it from within. One of the greatest legends in written his story is the story of Helen of Troy. When Achilles and everybody decided to make a Trojan horse, slip inside and tear up all of Troy. Get Helen and keep on going, right? That's how you attack the inside of every institution. You get inside and you beat it up from the inside. And then when your influence is done, trust me, they will remember you. Such as the city councilor at Compton. Yeah. Hey, homeboy, who's it? SpongeBob. You lucky that I did not put my hands on you. Or your district would have really seen the black eye that you put on them. Straight up and down, partner. And that's another thing. Y'all euphemism sucks, okay? Pick some better words. Something. Ugh. Jeez. All right, people. I'm going to do my second rounds of good mornings here. That's right. Who do you think you are? God, man. Oh, yeah. She's that good. She goes in on it. Oh, yeah. But her videos are nuts, man. Her videos are nuts. I love her. Let's see. GWAP. GWAP. That's coming up on the 9 o'clock hour. So I'm going to let you guys have some music all the way up to 10 o'clock. And then we're going to do the audio docs today. To the perdition that you'll ever know. Universal Zulu Gambling. There's a name I haven't spoken about in recent years. And I'm also going to... Hold on. Let me see if I got the rest of it. So that way it'll make sense. Minutes we play a different song. So yeah, we're doing all that. We're doing all that. Okay. So if anything, okay, it's good to have support from everybody that's out there. Nina Henderson, good morning. Barnard Blaxican, good morning. Oh God. Okay. Emmanuel Katana, good morning. Luca Fasoro, good morning. And let's see, Ross Kwame, good morning. And UG Music Founder, good morning. Let's see, Papagallo, good morning. Ross Garvey, good morning. Antonio Bailey, good morning. Okay, and Dr. Daring, I'm going to basically do this for you and whatnot because I believe in you. He's asking the question, what is the most surprising news you ever heard? The most surprising news I ever heard was that we got a donation today from our fund drive. Yes! And that means 9 times out of 10, we are good to go. All right, people, I got to get out of here. I've said my good mornings. I've said everything. But most importantly, I want you guys to get out there and have yourselves a blessed day. Put a smile on somebody else's soul for once. And make sure that you keep your shine and never let anyone steal your smile. All righty? And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I must have this repeated at 9 o'clock tonight. So Make sure you have your mobile devices, your desktops ready, and have it tuned to KTNG 860am.org as we get our funky booty on. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Here we go. Pump. Here we go. Oh, and if you're on YouTube, squash that subscribe button, that like button, or anything of that nature. Take a view, leave a comment, leave a doo-doo. I don't care. The more interactions I have on this thing, the more fun I get to have. Okay, so yes, I have not gone through my midlife crisis. I've been like this ever since I was 5. Love, peace, and chicken grease, people. I'm out of here. See you later on this evening, and stay invigorating programming on KTNG 860 AM.